So true. Sometimes I feel like a hound dog, a little sad, a little happy, a little needy, a little noisy. And here we are with treater of all hounds, dogs, and cats from Cinema Veterinary Center, Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is kind of an interesting thing. Pets and their eyes, and you wake up and they're all cute and they're laying right next to you and they never even realize that there's this big either glop of goo in their eyes or it's totally, totally red and they have no clue because they're dogs.
Right.
But you go, ah! What are some of the causes of that?
Yeah, there can be lots of different causes of red eye or eye discharge in both dogs and cats. So when you do see that for any reason, you should get them into the vet to get checked out so we can run some diagnostics and see what might be causing it. Because some causes can be really dangerous and even cause blindness if it's not taken care of. Some of the most common causes, certainly out here, we do see some red eye with just allergies. So they can be kind of pink to red and maybe kind of itchy and have some clear discharge. Sometimes they may have scratched the front of their eye or poked it with something, and that can cause a corneal ulcer, which can become very infected. And
believe it or not, dogs are sometimes clumsy.
Yes.
I've seen that happen.
And that can cause a very red eye and sometimes discharge and squinting. And that is one of those conditions that if it's not gotten treated properly and really checked on, then it can progress and lead to blindness at some point. And certainly, disease conditions like glaucoma can start out as a red eye, and then it becomes more painful and larger, if it's not diagnosed properly.
And of course, we want to keep them as healthy as possible. So in a case also, perhaps like with cats, kind of a similar thing, but cats also, if they are, which they should never really be outdoor cats, but sometimes they just are.
Right.
And especially if they're territorial or let's say, for example, they are also not spayed or neutered and they get into fights with other cats, and that can happen too. And especially
Absolutely.
if they get that,
a little
and that's
claw
even
to
worse.
the eye, trauma. Even some infectious causes can cause red eye or conjunctivitis, where the pink tissue around the eye gets really red and inflamed and swollen. So it's important to kind of make that distinction of what's causing it so we know how best to treat it.
And speaking of treatments, I know that this might be a little bit broad, but some of the treatments, like let's say for red eye or conjunctivitis, what would you do with that?
A lot of times we will send home with an antibiotic, either ointment or drop, depending on what the pet may let us do. That's
the trick.
In some conditions, I prefer ointment because it seems to just stick around a little bit longer on the eye, so the treatment is sometimes more effective. But in other conditions, the only treatment would be certain drops. We use atropine if it's really painful. That can help with pain relief. It causes the muscles in the eye to kind of relax and not spasm up, and that's only a drop. And other times, we may need to use an oral medication as well to kind of treat more systemically if we're worried about an infectious cause that's causing something going on with the eyes too.
That's why it's always good when we talk about training your dog or getting used to your dogs and things like that, so that when there's the time when you have to try and put a drop in their eye, that maybe they'll be a little bit more cooperative.
Yes.
Although it's not always easy. And you can't put a drop in a little pill pocket and give it to them. It doesn't work that way. So,
right.
So that's the thing. So keeping your dog healthy and cat healthy, especially when it comes to the eyes, because that is one of the first things you notice, like that. Like I said, that little glop, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh. And
right.
That's a first sign of potential trouble. So, and of course, you also have, if it's something beyond what you can treat, you have a veterinary ophthalmologist that you can refer as well.
We do. We have several veterinary ophthalmologists that we would refer to that are close by. They're not in Santa Clarita, but they're close by. They're a short drive away, and they're wonderful. So I have trusted referrals to send you to if it's beyond.
And that's good, because once that eyesight goes with dogs, there goes potentially a lot of not only dangers for them, but also just something you have to keep an eye out. No pun intended, more for in that. So that is terrific for all of your veterinary needs, dogs and cats wise. Cinema Veterinary Center, located on Cinema Drive in beautiful downtown Valencia. And now I've had all three of my dogs have visited Dr. Jaimie, and they're terrific. And this is the one thing that we've noticed is they don't get Buddy. Sometimes you finally met him. Sometimes he's like, I'm out of here. I mean, he's not too nervous, but he knows the vet.
Right.
And my wife took him in, and she was like, oh, he didn't care.
Yeah.
He was all right.
He was pretty calm.
That's the type of atmosphere you guys have. I think is really important, especially for people who have pets that are really, really nervous about the vet.
Thank you.
And sometimes I walk and buy eggs and things thinking, okay, you're going to get some breakfast. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that. But but anyway, so it's really important. And of course, your online interaction and everything that you guys set up for your clients, I think is terrific. So for all of your veterinarians, cinemavet.com, and the phone number is
661-253-9300.
Outstanding. Always a pleasure, Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto.
Thank you.
So, and have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. So 7:46 traffic after this.